My name is Tony Malkin. I'm the Chairman, President, and CEO of AFIRE State Realty Trust. People need to get over the loss in value of their assets. The assets probably weren't worth as much as they thought they were at the peak. And at the same time, they're not worth as little as they think they are or will be in the go forward. So they have to get rid of that thought of, I've lost all this value, I don't like this asset category. That's number one. Number two, they've got to make sure that they have appropriate control over the destiny of their assets. Now is a good time, if you've got a joint venture partner, to look at your organizational documents, look at your partnership documents, figure out what your rights are. Because the bottom line is, most people have problems, most sponsors have problems, most active partners have problems, and you want to make sure you're not caught up in those problems. And number three, you really have to give thought to the prospect of the new investment opportunities that will come down. Ignore the crisis until the opportunities appear. The opportunities in 2024, 2025 will be the best I've seen since the early 90s. And there's no reason that people who represent money that comes through pension funds or otherwise, recurring amounts of dough that comes through need to be invested, should not be very focused on this buying opportunity. The biggest opportunity in the first place will be caused by the fact that people borrowed as much as they could afford at low interest rates. In many instances, particularly in the last 5 years of the upcycle, floating rate debt that was hedged with cheap or virtually free interest rate hedges. And what they really should have done is borrow as little as they needed, because now interest rates have gone up. A lot of equity has been wiped out. So, that's a big factor. This credit crunch piece is just a huge factor. And that will play out to create opportunity. In residential, that will just create opportunity. In retail, it will create opportunity because not just of the change in value because of interest rates, but because people who have too much debt can't afford to install tenants. And in office, the fact is it's both the change in interest rates, the reduction in availability of debt, and the fact that as ownership confronts these issues, they won't lease as much, they won't maintain the properties well, and they won't invest in CapEx and improvement. So office actually will have the biggest dip and therefore the biggest opportunity for value accretion. And then there'll be opportunities in retail and residential as well. It's kind of interesting. If I buy a stock at $10 and it goes down to $5, and I believed in the company when I bought it at $10, even though I've lost $5, why wouldn't I buy it again at $5? Instead of just holding out to when it returns to $10, I just can't wait till it gets back to 10 and then I'll sell. Well, why wouldn't you participate in that value accretion over time? It's very hard. A lot of people's jobs, they may feel are at risk. They get paid a salary to look after other people's money. And it's really very few people who boldly will go and invest in this downturn. And that's the mismatch. When there's plenty of capital available, the prices won't be very low. So it actually is a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more people who don't participate, the better value for those who do. After 15 years of no acquisitions, we've made 3 acquisitions in the last 20 months. And we're ready to do business.